ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues. First of all, I want to apologize for my chairman, the chairman of BRGM, as he was kindly invited to this meeting, but unfortunately, he was not able to come over here today. He asked me to represent BRGM, and I immediately accepted that it is for me a real honor to be here today, taking the floor among this distinguished panel of speakers. To be frank, this is the first time I'm coming over here in Astana, and I hope this will not be the last. Today, I propose to give you a talk about new challenges in geological mapping. As I only have 10 or 15 minutes for my talk, I know it will be a difficult exercise because so much can be said. From my point of view, a main challenge is clearly to talk about the geology spirit. In your opinion, do you think appropriate and legitimate to say that geology has a spirit? Could we find somewhere a new Montesquieu delighting us with some dissertation titled De l'esprit de la géologie, the spirit of geology? I'm sure distinguished geologists here shall have an answer on the question, but in my opinion, even if actually it is not worth a treaty or an EC, geology certainly has its own spirit. Before coming back to this important point, let me briefly introduce my company and its activity, BRGM, the French Geological Survey. BRGM is a public institution, the main French public institution involved in earth sciences applications. BRGM's activities are driven by three French ministries, as you can see on the slide: Ministry of Education and Science, Ministry of Industry, including mining and quarrying activities, and Ministry of Ecology, Sustainable Development and Energy. BRGM activities can be divided into 5 main key roles. The first one is scientific research. Second one is support to public policies. A third one is mining safety. Then training. Okay. And a last key role concerns international cooperation. Concerning international cooperation, as you can see on this map, BRGM is active in numerous countries all over the world, and mainly in Africa and Middle East. You can see the percentage of activity due to the long history and deep relationships between France and these countries. Here you can see the full range of activities in which BRGM is involved that concerns geology, mineral resources, geothermal energy, geological storage of CO2, risks, natural risks, post-mining activities, water, mainly underwater management, underground water management, environment and eco-technology, laboratories, and information systems. Let us come back to geology. Geology is one of the core business of our activities. As it is said by the Deputy Head of Georesources Division of BRGM, BRGM is at the hub of new developments in geological mapping. New developments are being done by BRGM in France through the project called RGF. This is a new national geological program for France. RGF for Référentiel Géologique de la France. The origin of this project comes from the fact that the only goal of the geological map of France till now has been to give answers to the energy and mineral resources needs. Nowadays, since several decades, the fact is that this vision is not enough. The idea is to put a link between geological mapping and the different uses of underground. This project is clearly a new challenge for the future. This covers several areas such as energy, natural hazards, but also urbanization, pollution, etc. In that way, geological mapping will not only be a geological description, but more than that. Of course, new data shall be acquired and a lot of analysis will be performed. Much work has already been done to validate data, and we need to go through, and we need to get consistent data enough in order to create new data when crossing information from other areas. In that way, the vocation of this project is to unify the geoscience community, and we will see if this project will contribute to the geology spirit. Well, now I am proud to announce the creation of the French National Mining Company. This creation was decided by the beginning of this year by the French state in a market which is crowded in terms of offer and characterized by strong state involvement. French expertise in mineral exploration, along with a model of good state-to-state governance, constitute a real opportunity for France. This project will harness the skills and the renown of BRGM to build a portfolio of minority holding. Thank you. This project will be owned by the French state and the BRGM with share proportions still to be fixed. The association with the public structure is justified by the long-term nature of mining project, between 15 to 20 years, between the exploration phase to the exploitation phase. Lower financing costs, allowing to optimize the financing of investments during the development phase. And then a strategy based on a diversified portfolio of metals. And at last, the emergence of partnerships between governments. BRGM shall be glad to contribute to the new geological exploration program in Kazakhstan, of course. This could be for us a fantastic opportunity to further develop collaborative projects, and I'm sure they will emphasize the geology spirit between France and Europe and France and Kazakhstan. I remind that BRGM has signed a memorandum of understanding with Kazatomprom, that was in 2011, and I mentioned as well the creation in 2011 of a laboratory, a French-Kazakh rare earth and rare metals laboratory. Thank you for your attention.